Hello, people in the world. Can you hear me? I'm going to turn the music down. That's not where I go. That's not where I go. That's where I go. Okay, there we go. Can you hear me? Am I audible? Also, I didn't look all the way through the crossword. I filled in a couple, and then I had to move over because Wayne has a hole in his pants, so I'm working on sewing that up. I didn't see 20 down, and now I'm irritated. I take offense to that question. They could have come up with a different clue. Because I personally have knit at least 2 sweaters, or crocheted, at least 2 sweaters. So rude. Looking for sewing needles. Luckily for him, I just found my big spool of thread. All in his pants. I have his work pants. Yes, didn't you know I'm a nurse now? Okay. I just had it. Okay. Ugh. Okay, go to the inside out bits. There we go. Sometimes I hate this thing. Where's the opening? There it is. I've lost all of my long sewing needles, and so now I have to keep going. I had a thing here of sewing needles, and the ones in the middle are the longer ones, and the ones on the edge are the shorter ones. I only have 2 or 3 of the longer ones left, and so I'm using the shorter ones because I'm afraid I'm going to lose all of my long ones when I need them. Okay. Oh my goodness. This is why I can't find any. I literally this is why I can't find any of my long sewing needles. I keep thinking, how do I lose them? How do I lose them? This is my spool of thread that I got for just repairs, clothing repairs. I had stuck my last needle just in the top of the spool of thread. That's where it was the entire time, and I didn't see it because it was a friggin' needle. So I'm putting this short one back and using a long one. Okay. You would think I would be slowly getting better at this, but I'm not. I've been repairing tiny holes in our clothes for the last few years. And every time I'm just like, what stitch do I use again? How does this work? What? I'm also going to move the mic a little bit closer because I am sitting further away because I have pants in my lap. I do need a co-host. I wonder where my co-host is. It's just me all alone. And maybe if I sit here and wish and wonder, a co-host will magically appear before my very eyes. Or maybe I will call my brother Isaac. And this will be the Art and Isaac podcast. We will talk about mind palaces. He showed us when we were playing we were doing family game night the other day, Isaac showed me and Chloe his like mind palace trick that he's been practicing to like memorize a series of cards. Thank you, Ronald. I'm trying to embrace it. I spent like 5 hours taking out the twists that I had in previously. I was trying to see how long I had the twists in and went back through all of the Coffee Klatsch videos until I found the first one where I had twists in. And so I had them in for about a month. I had wanted to take them out before then. Like, I only wanted to have them in for like 2 weeks or so, but they are just so convenient to have in. It's so much easier to, you can't just come in and embiggen me without my permission. Anyway, they're just so convenient. And so but I needed to take them out because the back of my hair was starting to get like, these are as my mother says, the white girl hairs. And so they just refused to stay twisted. Honestly, like there was one twist that like came out after the first week of me having my hair, and I meant to go back and twist it again, fully forgot. And so it just stayed untwisted back here. But I mostly like would pull my hair back up in either ponytails or pigtails up here. I would wear it down when I was like going to the Ren fairs and stuff because I would put my crowns on. But yeah, it was just so convenient to deal with. But I had to take it out because it was starting to get really matted. So I spent about 5 hours taking it out. And then yesterday I hopped in the shower and was able to like properly detangle and like brush out and everything. And I used my Suave Lush and Coily that I showed my mom on Sunday. Oh, and begin again. My Suave Lush and Coily, not sponsored. I like it. I like it a good bit. I know that I myself need to make sure that I'm careful with how much of this that I use because it's a cream detangler spray. And so it helps with detangling. And so I'll spray it on in the morning. But that means that I'm going to end up having to wash my hair more often because this is just like layering more stuff on top of my hair. I'm only doing that right now because I cannot find my spray bottle. I don't know what happened to my just water spray bottle because I would just spray my water spray bottle and kind of fluff up my hair, but I have no idea what happened. So I'm using that stuff, which is helping detangle. And I'm going to the store today, so I will get another spray bottle today. But I like it. As far as my hair, I'm like 2 bad days away from just shaving it again. Because I was really looking in the mirror and I was like, I wonder how a mohawk would feel right now. I wonder if which way am I sewing these pants? I'm trying to figure out the best way because I unfortunately have white thread and these are dark, dark blue pants. But I think I'm going to do a mattress stitch. And hope for the best.
Scintillating content, my dear.
You're welcome.
I see you and Ronald were neck and neck in the last crossword.
Yeah, I filled in a bunch and then was like, oh, let me not completely fill in this crossword by myself. And then right at that time that I was like, oh, maybe I should stop, Wayne comes in and is like, hey, can you sew my pants? And I'm like, sure.
Well, it was 37-31, Ronald. And
Dang.
I got one. I did one word and finished it off.
I could have dominated.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Is it still hot over there?
Yes, ma'am. It's in the 80s right now, but it's going to be in the 90s later. I had to go out in the world, but we'll talk about it later.
Ooh, going out in the world.
Oh no, it's not a biggie. It's just if I start talking about stuff now, we haven't even started the show.
That is true. Let me switch to the right. Let's see. So switch to this and switch to our stream music.
I cannot stop sweating, so you're going to see me wiping my face 15 million times.
And hang on. Making sure I've got Instagram. Okay. So I just need to, I'm going to pull Instagram over to the side screen so it's all on one screen for me. Give me just a sec. Ooh. Can I just, oh, why is my YouTube video playing still there? Go ahead. Disaster. There we go.
You didn't get the Vandal till round 4. It must have been a song you don't really know. I haven't done the Vandal yet today. Honestly, forget about the Vandal until Ronald mentions it. Even though I'm the one who brought Vandal up and introduced, this is my function in life. I bring things up to you guys, and then I abandon them.
I definitely thought Isaac brought up the Vandal. That is how history played out in my mind.
History is wrong. I am your mother. I introduce all the things. Have you brought?
Oh my goodness. I haven't pressed go live yet. I have room service.
Well, get your room service so we can tell everybody what we're eating and drinking.
Oh my goodness.
I know you want them to feed yourself today, and I know you got to market.
Thank you. Okay, I got to figure out where to put my room service.
That's how I was trying to get in the door. Like, how do I do this?
Ooh. Okay, hang on. Okay, I'll set this over here. Hopefully I don't knock it over.
I can't have the coffee Klatsch without coffee.
Well, that is what I have today.
Did he say something about making sure you feed yourself?
Yes. I don't think about food in the morning until after I don't think about food usually on Wednesdays until I have like taken everybody to work and I'm like on my way to market or I'm at market, and then I just buy like some fruits and snack. There's a bagel lady. Whenever the bagel lady's here, I'll buy a bagel from the bagel lady, and then I'll buy cheese from the cheese guy. And then depending on what fruits they have outside, they had some plums last time, and I have realized I like the really tart sour plums, like the ones where the skin is very tart.
You're eating plums?
Yes, even though I used to be allergic, okay. I am no longer.
We're going to stop talking about this and get the show on the road so that we can talk to all the peoples.
Okay, let me do the 3, 2, 1 live on Instagram. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to the Wednesday Coffee Klatsch. I am Dani, the Lucid Lass, and this is my co-presenter,
Artemis, or Maya, the fatigued as usual, but I have coffee now.
Yay! In case this is your first time here with us, either live or later on demand, we are about everything and nothing. We are your audio ambiance. We are your background sound. We are here to keep you company while you are watching the children, doing the laundry, handling that boring data entry work from home job. And if you happen to be in a situation where I know mama died and she was the one paying most of the rent, and so now you had to borrow money from a loan shark, which turned out not to be a good idea because the loan shark's goon broke into your house with a laser cutter, cutting out your doorknob so that he could drag you and bury you at the bottom of Lake Pisiwa, but you took mama's cast iron pot left from old Earth and broke his nose and knocked him out and made it to the elevator. And now in the elevator, you see that they're looking for mail order brides on a farm colony, and they're leaving today. So now you made it to Laura Station. You're right. They haven't found you yet. You're going to get to the planet. And we're here to keep you calm while you're waiting, even though all you have is your dirty work uniform from running away from the factory, but you still have mama's cast iron pan, even though there's some blood on the end of it. It's going to be all right.
Through all of that.
We're here for all the situations.
Ronald, not Lake Pisiwa.
I don't think that's the real name of the lake. It's Pissy something, but I couldn't remember the full name of it. It's Lake Pissy something.
Also, Ronald said, "Girl, you made that little fair and square. You know you better pay it back." Ronald!
She did, but she had no choice. Don't you feel sorry for her? Today's intro book, in case you hadn't figured out that it's not real life, for those of you who are new here, today's intro book was, oh gosh, now I'm going to get the title wrong.
You gotta write these things down.
Well, I had it pulled up. I thought sure that I remember it because it was the last book that I read. I just finished it yesterday. We'll talk more about what I've been reading lately later. But that was Married to the Alien Cowboy, the start of a new series by one of the authors I really like named Ursa Dax. I'll leave the link down in the description if you're watching this on demand later.
Okay.
So, how are you doing, ma'am?
I am tired. I am procrastinating things that I should be doing. I am just generally very tired. I had my big weekend this past weekend that I can go over everything that happened there. But long story short, I had 4 events spread out between Friday and Sunday. I had 4 events scheduled.
Well, before we get into that,
yeah.
What is your room service today?
My room service today is French toast sticks.
Yummy.
And coffee. He got a Snickers creamer, and then there was another creamer, and I don't know if he put the Snickers creamer or the other creamer in. I can't remember which one the other creamer is.
I've had the Snickers creamer before. It's good. I don't know but you said you don't like
Snickers creamer.
But you said you don't like chocolate in your coffee.
But Snickers is more than chocolate. Snickers is also caramel.
True.
Because I love caramel coffee. If I go anywhere, I will default to a caramel coffee. Like my
when I said that I got
and then vanilla and then plain.
When I said I got the salted caramel mocha, as soon as I said mocha, you went bleh. But mocha is chocolate in your coffee.
Mocha in my head implies a very strong flavor of chocolate, whereas the Snickers creamer, I feel like has a subtle chocolate.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't want like a strong I can't even explain. Like I don't want like chocolate milk in my coffee. I want to feel like I just poured some Nesquik chocolate syrup in my coffee.
Yeah.
Because those 2 flavors are just not my favorite. But caramel?
Gotcha. Okay, today I am having a Jimmy Dean breakfast bowl. I'm trying something new. Figured I would get, because we get our groceries weekly. So I figured the breakfast bowls are not new to me, but I thought I would get breakfast bowls for the days that we do video. So it'll be easier for me to be like, oh, I don't want to run downstairs going, oh my gosh, what am I going to have for breakfast? You know what I mean? And make it quicker to get here instead of us supposed to be here at 10 and I don't get here till 10:30. But so I'm having the ham, egg, and potato. I've got a little bit of Taco Bell mild taco sauce on there because I like taco sauce on my
Nice.
eggs because I'm weird. And I am having a banana,
Banana.
and I am having coffee in my usual cup, but I lost my lid, so I spill it coming up the stairs half the time.
What?
But
How you lost the lid?
I don't know how I lost the lid. I usually try to keep the lid with the cup so that when it goes in the dishwasher, they're together. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the one who loads the dishwasher or unloads the dishwasher, so I don't know what happened to it. But I'm having my usual Cafe Bustelo with my mushroom bump up, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
having your father decided to try oat milk creamer, and
Okay.
it's supposed to be, it's sweet and something. I think it's supposed to be similar to the Italian sweet cream that I usually get, and it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's still sweet enough, it's still drinkable, but it doesn't, the coffee doesn't get any lighter from the oat milk. So I maybe it's my imagination, but I feel like it's not as creamy because it's probably not
Mm-hmm.
as creamy because it's oats, it's not dairy, but I feel like it's not as creamy
I,
because the
I
coffee still stays dark.
I like a good oat milk coffee. I back when Wayne was working at the coffee shop, and then whenever we go to any kind of like hipster bougie coffee shop, those are always fun to
Mhm.
go to. And they're like, "Oh, do you want like whole milk or would you like oat milk?" And they usually correctly clock that I am queer and are like, "So would you like oat milk or would you like soy milk or blah blah blah?" And I'll usually default to getting like an oat milk. Oat milks are good. For my mother,
What
who
you
isn't
you
old, the joke on the internet is that queers don't drink whole milk. They drink milk substitutes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Because I was about to ask you about that, but I figured just from context that's probably a joke somewhere because
Yes.
I could see it. I
Yes.
could see it. Okay, so now that I've cut you off 15 million times, we can finally get into the life updates. You want me to start with mine? I'm not that I have a lot of stuff, but do you want me to ramble a minute while you finish
Uh,
sewing and then
well, I just finished the pants. I didn't do a very good job. I'm gonna hold it up so you can see. I feel like I did not do a very good job, but I mean, for a free pants repair, how much can you ask for? Where is the seam? I can never decide what stitch to use. Let me slide my room surface over. Oh, I was just dumped syrup all over my counter, all over my table. I mean, um, I can never decide what stitch to use, and you can see the tiny little white stitches there because I don't have any blue thread right now. I
uh-huh.
don't have any blue or black thread right now. You can see the tiny little white stitches. I started off doing a mattress stitch, but then I do the mattress stitch because that's what I do when I'm doing crochet, and you can like pull it tight, and the thread like kind of hides itself within the
Mhm.
thing. But doing that, it just got like scrunchy, and so I was like, well, let me
Mhm.
not do that anymore. So I switched to doing like a whip stitch,
Mhm.
but I feel like that also just doesn't. I never know what to do.
I'm with you. I never quite know which stitch. The few times that I do any hand sewing, I never know which stitch to do to repair my clothing. So you're not
I'm not a
alone.
seamstress.
You're neither am I. Neither am I. Well, I left the world. You eat. I left the world. I left the house. I mean, and went to the dentist for my cleaning. When I made that appointment several months ago, I did not
Mm-hmm.
know that you know the Earth was going to turn into the surface of the sun, and that we'd be in the middle of a heat wave because I made my appointment for 3 p.m. So I was out in the heat of the day,
Mm-hmm.
and I dared to leave the house without a bra because I was like, I could not be bothered. So I put on my loosest dress that was still presentable. My black and white polka dot dress where that has the little bows on the
Mhm.
sleeves. You know the one I'm talking about. I wore that one. I threw on a pair of my little canvas slip-ons, and I wore a tank top under it so that I could get away without wearing a bra. Because I know this is scintillating conversation for all our male viewers, but um, I don't mind people seeing that the girls are drooping because I've nursed 4 children and I'm 57 years old. My girls are supposed to be drooping. They have put in hard work. Okay. But I do not want my nips showing through the shirt. Again, I don't care if my nips are showing. I'm trying not to embarrass the public. But what are you?
Why don't you get pasties? Thank you. I was trying to chew the food. I was like trying to do the motion of pasties, and I'm like, what is that? Pasties. Why don't you get pasties?
I'll think about that. But I just wore I happened to see one of the few tank tops I owned was sitting to the side in the laundry basket. I was like, okay, I will snatch this up because it's black and the dress is black and white. This is perfect. So I put that on under. I figured everywhere I'm going is going to be air conditioned, so I shouldn't get too hot. I got in the lift, and the guy was like, "Is the air okay?" I said, "Fine," because I thought he was saying, "Is it okay if I run the air?" And I'm thinking, "It's 96 degrees outside. Yes, run the air." But I thought, yeah, I said, "Yes, fine." And it turned out he was not running the air, or he was running it at like where I was getting a spurt of air every other minute or something, and I was like, "Oh,
That sounds like me. You would not be able to ride in a lift with me. I would be getting no stars in a lift.
It was hot, and so I get to my dentist, and I sit down because I know I was a little bit early, so I knew it was going to be a minute or two, and good thing I had my tissue in my hand because I've turned into the sweaty lady. I come in at I don't mind being fat. I understand that I am fat and I understand that I am not going to diet because I don't like dieting. So this is where I am. But there are a few things that people associate with fat people that I just cannot abide by. One is like the stomping, shuffling step. I do not want to be seen as that fat lady who is just not, who can't walk like a normal person, who walks like a troll or whatever. And the second thing I have discovered, which wasn't a problem until recently, is the sweaty fat person. Because they think that you're sweating because you're carrying all this weight around. No, I'm sweating because I'm having a hot flash every 3rd minute. Okay, it's 96 degrees and I'm having a hot flash as soon as I sit down in the waiting room in the dentist's office. And it's not just a hot flash. And I had thought about bringing my new favorite friend with me, but I didn't because I thought, oh, I'm not going to need it because every place I'm going is air conditioned. As soon as I sit down in there, the sweat is rolling like I'm crying. It is rolling down my face, and I'm like, oh. And I'm trying to get my iPad and everything set up because usually I listen to music while I'm in the chair so that the drills aren't so, teeth chattering. But I didn't get my music set up, which ended up being a good thing because the dental hygienist, who is the same one who sees me all the time, apparently. I have not face blindness, but like since I don't really look people directly in their eye, I don't recognize them when I see them again. But of course, she knows me, and so she's asking me about. And I had dropped some books off with with them that I had already read last time because they were talking about reading. And so she immediately launches in talking about these books that she's reading and all this other stuff while she's cleaning my teeth. It turns out I didn't need my music at all because she kept a running commentary about the books and stuff. And then she was texting her sister while we were waiting for the dentist to come in for the consultation part. Texting her sister about what book was she reading so she could tell me about it and blah 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 blah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So it was a nice visit. But then I had to immediately go back home. Usually I walk up to Food Lion or Subway, and pick up a few things while I'm out because it's like right there next to Food Lion, my dentist is. But it was just too hot. It was too hot. So I didn't get to go get anything from Food Lion or any treats for myself. Because usually I treat myself for leaving the house, but I didn't get to go treat myself because it was too hot.
It was toasty this weekend.
It was just too hot. So that was pretty much all I did. I didn't do 4th of July. We didn't do anything other than
I worked.
I'm trying. Did I work a little bit on 4th of July? I don't think I did. I feel like I did something, but it wasn't 4th of July related. But I did something out of the ordinary, but I can't remember it now. So what's going on with you? I know you worked on the 4th.
Yeah, I worked on 4th of July, and then I'm trying to think of, did I do anything else other than the markets? I don't know. But I'm gonna hop straight into my markets unless I remember anything else. So like I said, I had 4 markets this past weekend. I had on Friday, I had the market. It was another market in Lake Lure. It was at Rumbling Bald, which is a like a resort kind of place, but it's on like basically the other side of Lake Lure.
Rumbling Bald?
I think so. See, every time I say it, I can't. It's one of those things. All of the places up here in the mountains have just names. Let me make sure. Wow. And that's not even in the mountains. That's at Lake Lure. Rumbling Bald. Yeah, Rumbling Bald Resort on Lake Lure. Rumbling.
B-A-L-D, like no hate.
B-A-L-D. Rumbling Bald.
Okay.
So I had that event. She had asked, she had gotten henna from me at Fay Nectar. And then the person who was bringing me in, she had gotten henna from me at Fay Nectar. And then she asked if I could come and do henna. Oh my goodness, I got syrup on my shirt. I didn't even know. This happens every time. But she asked if I could come do henna at their basically 4th of July weekend event. And so since I had never been to this place before, she only asked for henna, but I was like, there might be a chance that people have their kids around. I don't know what kind of place this is, so I'm just going to bring my whole shebang, henna face paint. She said that I could like fully set up with everything, but I knew that I had First Friday later that day. So I was like, I'm not going to fully set up and then have to full breakdown and risk not making it to all the way to Fay Nectar because it's an hour drive, or risk not making it back to Mars Hill First Friday because it's an hour drive. So so basically my schedule for that day was get to Rumbling Bald by like 8:50, 9 o'clock, set up there, and then start breaking down at 3 o'clock, leave by 3:30, and then drive straight over to Mars Hill. I get there and it's I took a picture. Let me see if I can pull up the picture because I was basically sitting right by the lake, and as we were going down there, the lady was like, if you want later on, if you want to get some guest passes, I could get you some guest passes so you and somebody else could come down here. And I'm like, as we were like riding in a golf cart like across the beach, and I was like, okay, maybe, because this is kind of cute. Where's Google Pictures? Photos, not cheese and crackers. I was trying to bring up a picture, but I was thinking the word picture. So I was like, pictures.google.com, photos.google.com. Get it together. Let me see if I can find, there it is. I took one picture, and the reason that I only took one picture is because I got so busy. Ooh, Ronald says he went tubing for the first time this weekend. We've done, is it considered tubing what we do on the cruise when we go and we float in the little tubes down the water? That's tubing? Okay. Yeah, we've been tubing before. It's super fun because we'll go, that's usually what we try to do every time we go on a cruise. I hope we do it again this year. Let's see, share screen. Google Photos. Let's do that. Share.
Yeah, my husband likes to. We usually go tubing down and do the lazy river thing down, and then you get to the edge. I can't remember if it was in Jamaica or Mexico, but you get to the end, and then there's like this.
Oh, the jump.
Yeah,
yeah. There's like a platform where you can jump off into the water.
There's a platform, and he likes to jump off into the water.
Mm-hmm. I think that one's in Jamaica, if I'm not mistaken. Well, actually, you know what? Let me not. Where did we go last year? Because it was there last year. Where did we go last year?
I don't know where we went last year. Who are you asking?
Anyway, so this is my setup. So you can see my little mirror there that's got the stickers on it. This is the mirror that I used to show the kids their face paint. But that's me set up at my table, and then I'm under like a little pavilion, so you can see like the edge of the concrete there, right up to the grass, and then that's the lake. Like if you look over on the left side, you can see all of the boats, like everybody's boats out in the water. And then if I had panned over just a little bit, you would see like the restaurants and kind of buildings and stuff for the resort. And then that is, if you look towards the left, you can see the, like that's where the beach starts basically. But it got so busy. It was, oh, hang on. Ronald says, I don't know how to swim, so I had to get a life vest. Same. Because it turns out the river was not too deep at all. Same though. We do the same thing because I can't swim either, Ronald. And we put on the life. I put on the life vest every time, and we float down the little river. And as we're floating down the river, the guys are like holding on to the inner tubes and like walking with us. So like to make sure that we don't get like lost or pulled off, like separated and stuff. Because where we go, it's like it's kind of like overcrowded with trees, and there we actually had, it wasn't last year, but I think it was the year before, Isaac was in the tube and he brushed up against the side and like scraped up his, like, it was either his leg or his arm on one of the tree roots. And so he like had to go find the like the medical area on the cruise ship whenever we got back, because he was like, he had like got cut up pretty bad, and they like gave him a couple bandages and I think some Neosporin, like not much at all. And I'm like, what happens if someone breaks their arm on this boat? What do y'all do? But yeah, we do the same thing of like full life vest, full everything, and like, and poor Isaac has had like not the best luck with the thing, because we've had people like their shoe falls off in the water and then like there goes their shoes gone, or like Isaac's phone fell out of his pocket into the water while we were going, and he realized like, so there's the first half of the tubing and then you stop where there's the like jump off or like the break point where you can like sit down for a little bit and like whatever and like take pictures or whatever, and then like the other half of the tubing like back to where we start, and or to like get back to the car or whatever. And somewhere in that first half, Isaac lost his phone. Like it fell in the water, and everybody except for him was freaking out. And we were all like, "What are you gonna do? Should we try to go back?" And he's like, "There's no way we're gonna find it. It's gonna be fine. If I need anything, I'll just find somebody else with a phone." And I'm like,
your brother is the most nonchalant. He doesn't get worried about anything.
He's too chill.
He does not get stressed about anything.
Too chill.
I mean, to the point where I'm like, why are you not taking this seriously? Because he is just so, okay, yeah, whatever.
We also, when he got cut while we were tubing, we also were all freaking out more than he was. And he's like, it's fine. It doesn't hurt that much. Like, it's fine. And I'm like, But so anyway, so it got so busy at Rumbling Balls, like because I think so. It used to be like an open place, like where people could like come and like stay or whatever. And now like it's a closed community, but the like lake and the beach is still a resort, if I'm not mistaken. So the houses where people live, that's a closed community, but the lake and the beach, people can still like pay to go as a resort or something. She explained it to me and it made sense while I was sitting right next to her. And then the whole day happened and now my brain has lost it. So I ended up doing a ton of glitter tattoos actually, because since we were right by the water and all the kids were wanting to hop in the water, go on the bouncy house, they had a mechanical bull that was like basically in the picture that I just showed, where you see that like man walking right in the front. That's where the mechanical bull was set up. And so as I was like doing the tattoos, people were waiting in line beside me, and everybody had their heads turned, and I could hear it's like, oh no, he fell. Like, oh my goodness, he's lasted a really long time. Like it was basically directly in front of me. But I ended up doing a lot of glitter tattoos because the kids were wanting to run around and do stuff. And once I did like a couple glitter tattoos, then more people saw them, and it was just like a running like thing. But I ran out of henna. Like I brought like 1.5 henna cones thinking that it was enough. I completely ran out of henna. I did probably more glitter tattoos that day than I've ever done at one event. I did a couple Yagua tattoos because I was out of henna. And I was so furious. So the way I do the glitter tattoos is I have the little bottle of the glue. I put the glue on in the like henna design, because I always do my glitter tattoos like henna tattoos so the kids feel like they're getting henna. So I put the glue on in the little design. We have to wait for it to go clear. And then I take the glitter and I like sprinkle the glitter on top, and it sticks to the glue, and then I brush the excess away. So I had one of my little glitter jars sitting on the table, and I went to go grab it. Or I went to go grab something, but I dumped an entire glitter jar on the floor. And it was the purple, which is what all the little girls were trying to get. And I was like, oh, it was so sad. No. Luckily, I was like working on my last person in line before I had like a little break. And so I was like, okay, I like used whatever little bit of purple was left in there on her because she wanted some purple. And I just tucked that jar away. And I was like, sorry, I don't have any purple. These are the only colors I have. Mm-hmm. But it was so busy. So at that event,
so was this an event where they paid you a flat fee, or were people paying as they came? Okay,
they were paying as they came, and luckily everybody was very great because I didn't think it was going to be that busy, and so I was there by myself. And so literally I would do glue on some kids, and then I was sitting right next to a picnic table. So I would do glue, and I'd say, okay, go sit on the drying bench. And then I'd do glue for another kid. Okay, sit on the drying bench. Do glue for another kid. Okay, sit on the drying bench while they're waiting for their glue to go clear so I could put the glitter on them. And then somebody would come in, I'd do henna, and I'd do the henna, and they're like, let me see your glue, let me see your glue, let me see your glue. And I'm like checking everybody down the line. And then I would like periodically through all of that, I had parents like, oh, hey, here's your money. I'm going to tuck it under your mirror. Oh, hey, here's your money. I'm going to tuck it under your mirror. Oh, hey, can you pull up the QR code so I can pay? Oh, hey, so the parents were like coming back to me to pay, which is very lucky because there were several parents that like, had they walked away, I would not have noticed because I was so engrossed trying to make sure everybody got their stuff. And so everybody like came, as far as I know, it seemed like everybody came and paid. And a lot of people tipped. I ended up just doing henna tattoos, glitter tattoos, and Yagua tattoos. I made $500 that day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I made $500 that morning. It was so busy. And I told the lady that was running the thing, I was like, if you guys ever want me back for an event here, like, let me know. And I will try to schedule. I will try to schedule it. I'll see if I can work it into my schedule because this was fun. This is good. And it was gorgeous. And it rained twice while we were there. And so I was so frustrated. I did a few face paints too, but
this was this past Friday.
Yes, this is this past Friday.
And so you feel like that $500 covered? You didn't have to pay like a booth fee or anything for this.
No. That's the other good thing was it was free. She was like, "This is a big event. I really, really want to have henna there. If you can be there, like you don't have to pay." And it was also basically it was kind of loosey-goosey. Like, so there was me, there was a lady doing fairy hair, which, oh my goodness, that lady doing fairy hair. She, like, I had people come over to our table and like, let's come over here and get our glitter tattoo, get in line for our glitter tattoos and our face paint and stuff, because that's a lot faster. Because we just put our name on the list for the fairy hair, but she's got a list of like 20 people, so it's going to be a minute before we get there. Like the entire time that she was there, her list had no less than 20 people, and I think she was doing. I would be too stressed if I had to do this. I was like, either you are in line or you walk away and you don't get anything. That's how I run my line. Like you wait in line, like we learned in kindergarten, or you walk away and you get nothing. Because that lady doing the fairy hair, she had people like but what she does takes longer. Like all of my tattoos, unless you're getting a large, like the smalls, 5 minutes maximum. And then the large is like maybe 10 minutes. So I was not doing anything that took any longer than 10 minutes. Hers was taking like a good like 10-15 minutes minimum, I want to say, to do the fairy hair for people. And so she was having people write their names down, write their phone numbers down, and then as she finished a person, she would call the next person in line. And I'm like, I don't have the time or energy to do any of that. So I had just my life. But yeah, she was busy the whole time. There was a lady doing permanent jewelry over there. And so there were people like getting jewelry welded to their wrists and ankles over in the other corner.
What the heck is that?
Have you not seen the permanent jewelry?
No.
Let me see if I can pull up some sort of pic.
So it's not just like how
or
when
something,
you glue
but
those
it's
gems on
basically.
before.
No, but it's not on your skin. It's like, okay, so like my bracelet, right? All of my bracelets are like either stretchy or have something removable. So imagine if where this knot is on the bracelet.
Oh, I think I understand. I think I understand because I watched something that was some sort of community where they have there's a word I wanted to use and I'm thinking it's not a good word to use, so I'll not use that word. But to show that they're part of the community, they have this necklace that they wear that does not come off. It's like welded. The necklace itself is welded together. Yeah. And there's no way to like unclasp it or whatever is there, period. Unless somebody, I guess, comes with a hacksaw.
Yeah, that's how you have to get somebody with pliers to take it off. I'm just pulling up Google Images just to like get an idea. But Ronald says one of his friends got that at an art fair. I'm seeing it a lot more at art fairs. I definitely thought it was the kind of thing that like you really need to go to a place to get, but apparently not. But like, let's see if I can pull this image up. But yeah, kind of like this image where there's just a chain. They measure the chain on your wrist so it's in a comfortable place, but they make it small enough that it's not gonna be able to slide off over your hand or anything. Mm-hmm. So it is like it's locked on there. Like they get the size and then they spot weld the last two links together so that it just can't be taken off.
I just feel like that would irritate me. Because, like, you know, if I want to put lotion on or something, and then I've got to move that bracelet around and something, no.
Yeah, I ended up having to. There were a couple kids who were like, "Oh, I want to get a medium henna tattoo, or I want to get a medium glitter tattoo," and they held out their hand with the permanent jewelry, and I'm like, "I'm so sorry, the medium crosses over your wrist, and so we can either do it further up your arm, or we'll have to switch the arms because I can't go around that bracelet."
What did you say? Kids with permanent jewelry?
Yes.
Kids.
I think the youngest one that I saw with the permanent jewelry, Rich, these are like that resort. Clearly, like people have money to be able to go to that resort because the parents were like, permanent jewelry is not cheap because I saw it being done in another thing and it's not cheap. But I think the youngest one that I saw was like, I want to say maybe a 10-year-old kid, like a 10-year-old little girl with a little permanent jewelry bracelet on. But yeah, kids. But circling back, those people showed up, and she said that when she sent the email to me, she said basically it starts at 9 and you can go until 9 p.m. So it starts at 9 a.m. You can go until 9 p.m. I had to leave at 3 because I had another event, but the other people were staying basically all day. And so if they have more events there, I might try to stay longer, because I left some of my business cards on the table. I ended up getting Instagram messages after the fact of like, oh, are you coming back tomorrow for their stuff tomorrow? Oh, are you going to be anywhere else in town this weekend? Like people trying to get like henna and glitter and all that stuff for me. Mm-hmm. So I definitely want to try to go back.
That sounds like a very good networking.
Yes.
Place.
Yes,
did you say that you met the lady who hired you? You met her at Faye Depot?
Yes, she came to Faye Nectar and she had gotten henna for me at Faye Nectar, and then she had like my business info. She had my business card, and then she messaged me after the fact to bring me over to Rumbling Ball.
I also had another thought. Do your business cards still have your Etsy on there?
I think I took them off of my new cards. Let me see. I've got.
Okay. Because I know you don't really do Etsy like that anymore, and I was hoping you didn't still have that on your cards.
No, I do. I took the Facebook off because I don't do the Facebook so much anymore either, but I left the Etsy on because I think when I was redesigning my cards, I added in Artemis. I added in Artemis so that people aren't like, why are you called Artemis unless I'm on your business card? So I added in Artemis, and then I've got henna artist. I added in face painter, and then I also added in, so it says henna artist, face painter, crafter, fairy is what my like titles are under there. And then I've got my phone number, email, Instagram, and Etsy. So I had planned when I was redoing it to do more Etsy stuff, and I think that's just gonna have to be, maybe I can do some stuff in the winter. Maybe I can do some bigger pieces. I've been working on a couple bigger things, but so $500 that morning, and then I hopped in the car, got ready to drive over to Mars Hill, realized I really had to pee, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to find somewhere to stop. Maybe I can stop back at my house and then drive. And then I'm like, I don't know if the timing's gonna work out. And then I look at my gas gauge, and it is just above E. I have no gas in my car.
Oh no!
I made it all the way out, and I have no gas in my car. And for anyone who has not driven to Lake Lure, there are long stretches of road where there's no turn. There's like miles of road where there's no turn off, no gas station, no stores, no anything. So I'm like, am I about to be stranded in Lake Lure right now? But luckily I made it, and I was just like eyeballing the gas gauge, but I made it. It was like 4 miles or something down the road. And it like, when I got to the gas station, luckily, because I also had to pee and needed some food, because I realized I was not really going to be able to stop by my house or anything. And so I needed to pee and needed some food. Luckily, there was a gas station directly next to a McDonald's. And so I pulled in, parked at the McDonald's, ran inside to go pee, ran back out to the car, pulled next door to the gas station, got my gas, pulled back over to the McDonald's, ordered my food, and then ate some nuggets on the road back to Mars Hill. But I drove all the way to Mars Hill, and as I was driving, I got a call from the lady who is my contact at Mars Hill, and she said, she's like, hey, and I'm like, hey, I'm driving there right now. I'm about an hour away. I'm driving down there. It's like an hour and a half till the thing starts. But
this was for First Friday.
Yes. And I'm like, an hour away. I'm driving right now. She's like, okay, we're looking at the weather, and it's looking real titchy. It's looking real iffy right now. And I'm like, oh no. And she's like, yeah. If you're already on the way, go ahead and come down here, and we will discuss. Go ahead and just come straight to the coffee shop, and I'll meet you there, and we'll discuss what it looks like. So I drive all the way down there. I drive the hour down there. Good thing I didn't stop at my house, because I made it basically right on the dot at 5:00, which is when it's supposed to start. I get there, and I see no bouncy houses set up. There are no llamas outside for petting. There are, like, I don't see the tents for the First Friday market. And so I go up to the coffee shop, and they're like standing right outside the doors of the coffee shop. And they're like, yeah, it looks like it's going to be pouring. And I'm like, if it's coming from the direction that I just came from, it's absolutely about to be pouring, because I drove through a lot of rain to get over there. And so,
so I thought maybe they were calling it off because of the heat.
No, yeah, they were calling it off because of the rain, because it started pouring. Because it rained twice on me while I was in Lake Lure, and then I drove through a bunch of rain, and then got to Mars Hill, and it ended up like pouring again whenever I got to my house. So yeah, they called it off because of the rain. It did end up raining a lot, and that's unfortunate because that's a pay by the hour event. But luckily that $500 made up for it, because with their pay by the hour, because they got grandfathered into my old rate, my old pay rate, and so they pay $135. So I'm glad that I went to, because I almost canceled that event at Rumbling Ball that morning, because I was like, I'm so tired, I'm so stressed, I don't have enough stuff to be able to set up crochet today, and set up crochet on Saturday, and set up crochet on Sunday at the BIPOC market. And I was like, well, they asked for henna, let me just bring the henna. And I was like, that was a good decision. Yeah. So luckily I didn't come out bad that for Friday. And then Saturday, I went to Faye Nectar with Wayne, and Ronald says, I have nothing to crochet and no inspiration to crochet something. Oh no! Why don't you work on a diamond painting? Or a peasant? We can't both sip coffee at the same time. We have too much dead air.
Well, it is the coffee Klatsch. I didn't even realize you were sipping coffee at the same time I was.
But yeah, Ronald, why don't you work on a diamond painting or a puzzle?
Yeah, if you're not in the mood to, don't you do diamond painting? That's what
the diamond. Isn't that what you said? Diamond painting, the little.
Yeah, it's called diamond painting. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Am I losing my mind? Yeah, I said it with just a ridiculous accent, because that's just how I feel this morning.
That's why I have several. Well, I have several hobbies. One, because I'm interested in a lot of different stuff, but two, because I sometimes I just get tired of the one thing, and I just can't be bothered. Yep. And same. It also started out because sometimes, my hands hurt from doing crochet, so then I need to switch to something else, and so that's when I switch to coloring or something different like that, because my hands hurt or my shoulders hurt.
Yeah, I was complaining to Wayne about crocheting, and he's like, are you not, like, I know you're doing this as a job now that you're doing it as a job, are you not enjoying your crafting as much? And I'm like, it's not that, I'm tired of crocheting the same damn chicken every day. I want to do different stuff. I don't want to keep making the same chicken. But so Saturday, Wayne and I went to Faye Nectar. We got there super early. We and Tom, who owns Faye Nectar, he came up, and I'm like, he looks so confused, and he's like, I don't even know who you are right now, because I'm always the last one to show up. And he made a joke about it at the last market that I was at. I was like, am I the last vendor here? And he's like, let's be clear, you're always the last vendor here. And so I was like, I gotta be so early next time. This is why. And he's like, I don't even know who you are anymore. And I'm like, I can either be exceptionally early or very late. I cannot be on time. So it's not going to happen. I will either be very, very early or I will be late. So we got there, since we got there so early, Wayne and I had plenty of time to set up, but also because we got there so early, we spent all of that extra time outside in the sun in the 80 going on 90 degree weather.
Getting your man a sunburn.
It was, we threw up the tent immediately. So he was under the shade of the tent, but there was when there's when your body gets hot, but the air is a little cool. And so it's not as bad, versus when your body is hot, the air is also hot, heavy, and humid, and it feels like you can't breathe. It feels like the air is not moving and you cannot breathe. It felt like that. And so we were setting up and everything, and I'm like, I feel like there is no air.
That's how I was last. It was either Thursday or Friday. I had not looked at what the temperature was or what time it was, and so I just went outside at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I think it was, because I had mail for, because I work from home. So
Mhm.
I had done some mail that needed to go out. So I went to put it out in the mailbox, and I had not been. For those of you who don't know, I don't leave my house. When I say I work from home, I am here. I do not leave this house. Okay, these walls are it. I do not leave this house for days, weeks at a time. Period. My kids take the trash out. I mean, I don't go outside. And so I went outside to take my mail that I do once a month. And I thought the air was just like pressing down on me. I was like, oh my God, how are people out moving around in this air?
It was
How are you not? I thought, and just before I went out, I was like, I thought I was hot. I was starting to sweat a little bit because I was having the hot flash, and I was in my bedroom where the air is blowing directly on me from our new air unit, and I'm like, oh, it must be getting a little bit hotter outside because this air is not cooling me like it was before. This just is miserable. And then I went outside. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know what miserable was. This is miserable. Let me hurry up and get back in the house.
Get back to the air.
The air that I thought wasn't doing anything. Oh my goodness.
So I forgot that earlier that day, as you were talking, it reminded me. I forgot that earlier that day. So because of all the storms that were coming in and out, it was scheduled to rain on Saturday. So we were fighting both heat and rain all weekend, basically.
Yeah.
And so it was scheduled to rain on Saturday. So they sent out an email to everybody that was like, originally they sent out an email that was like, this is a rain or shine market. Be prepared to be out in the rain if it's going to be raining. We don't have enough space to bring everybody inside. So let us know if you decide you're going to cancel because of the weather. And then they sent out another email that's like, okay, it looks like it's supposed to storm really, really bad. If we're going to try to move people inside, but if we move people inside, you can only have a 4-foot table. So normally my normal table that I set up with is a 6-foot table. They said if we're going inside, we can only have a 4-foot table, and they can't do any of the services. So henna tattoos, fairy hair, tarot reading, because those take up extra space even besides the 4-foot table. Mm-hmm. Like, because I have to have two chairs and space for my little baby table that Daddy got me. Mm-hmm. So they said that if we move inside, all that. So I was like stressed out, and I went to Wayne and I was like, because if we move inside, then you won't have to be there. Because he was stressed that he always he wants to come help me, but he's also always stressed about he has to miss a day of work to come help me. And so he's always stressed of like, if we don't make enough money to balance out him taking off the day of work, Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, they said that we might end up being inside, and if we're inside, then I won't I'll have to do it. Like I could do it all by myself, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, you know what? I'm just going to go. And if we're outside, then I'll be there to be able to help you. If we're inside, then I'll just be there to be able to help you, and we'll figure it out. So he came with me, and it turns out the storm wasn't going to come until like the next day. So we were outside. It did not rain on us once. And we were furious because since it was forecasting rain, we were thinking it was going to be overcast, and then it wasn't.
Oh no. So it was sunny.
But because there's a chance that we were going to be inside, I did not own a 4-foot table. So we had to make an emergency trip to Walmart. So we left even earlier than I had planned. We had to make an emergency trip to Walmart to get a 4-foot table because I did not have one. I did not own one. I now own a 4-foot table. So that's awesome for any events that I need a 4-foot table for. And, I needed another folding chair because previously we were using, I had a folding chair. I had like a big square camping chair. We had like the metal, like the church folding chairs, like the metal folding chairs. We had one of those. And then we had another camping chair, but that third camping chair was Phoenix, my roommate, Phoenix's chair. And Phoenix took their chair back out because their child and their child's other parent were saying they needed chairs for everybody to sit in my house. Because we still don't have a couch yet. Why would we need a couch when there are 3 people in the house, every person has a chair. We don't need a couch. People don't come to our house. We're too busy. How would I have time for people to come to my house? I'm busy doing all these.
If you had a couch, you guys could sit in the living room together and watch television.
The problem is nobody watches any of the same shows, and we don't have a TV in the living room for everybody to watch stuff on. Like, we have Wayne's TV. We're working on rearranging this stuff because when Chloe comes to move in, we're going to leave the table that Phoenix uses in the living room. I'm going to move the TV that you're currently on. This is the bigger TV. I'm going to move the TV that you're currently on into the living room. The little TV that Phoenix is using to play games, I'm going to move in here so I can still have my double monitor set up. And then I would like to put the hammock and maybe if we can squeeze a couch. It's also, we live upstairs, so someone hauling a couch up the stairs and through our. Have you seen the clip from Friends where they're trying to get the couch up the stairs and they're like, pivot.
I don't watch Friends.
I know you don't watch Friends, but that is an iconic scene that is referenced a bunch. Anyway,
I would not know.
Anyway, dude, digression aside, I had to buy a new chair. And so I was like, okay, I want to buy another exact one of the chair that I have that Wayne sits in. Because Wayne sits in it's a big square folding chair. It's an Ozark like square folding chair that has a little side table that folds down that has a space for your phone to sit and a space for a cup to sit. And I will sit like my cup and my phone there, but I also sit like my rinsing water for my brushes, and I'll sit other stuff there. And it's just a big square comfortable chair. It's got like a wide seat for my wide bottom, and I want a big chair. So we go, and because I don't pay attention to America, I forgot that it was 4th of July weekend. And so all of the normal ass folding chairs are gone because it's 4th of July weekend. And so I'm like looking. And so I'm trying to find, and we find the empty box for the chair that I'm looking for. Like there's the box where they sit all of the chairs that you can they come shipped in, that they show like, this is what the chair looks like so that you can pull them out. I find 2 of the empty boxes of the chair that I'm looking for. And I'm like, okay, well, if I can't get the chair that I want, let me just get a normal ass folding chair. I go around looking, there are no just normal folding chairs. They're all like a big like rocking chair, a chair with a little thing, a chair this and that. Blah, blah, blah. So we end up having to, so we find the last 4-foot table that Walmart has. There was one on the shelf, one 4-foot table. We take the last one, and it takes forever to be able to pay for it because the barcode has ripped off of it. And so they have to go into the computer and do all the scanning or whatever. And then we end up having to spend like $60 on a folding chair.
Oh no! A folding chair should not cost $60.
But this folding chair has all the bells and whistles. This folding chair, it's got a wide seat. It has like an overhang little roof thing. So if you're out in the sun, you've got your little shade, and it has a rocking chair conversion. So I can put rocking chair bottoms on the bottom.
Oh, so it's a fancy chair. I thought maybe you had to pay $60 for a plain chair.
No, it's a fancy chair. I just didn't need a fancy chair. I just needed a normal chair.
Yeah.
But so now I have a nice ass chair, I guess. So we do the market, and I have all of my everything set up, and we do pretty decently at Fey Nectar. The one thing I want to mention about Fey Nectar, and I know you're gonna make fun of me for this, and I said it the day that it happened. I was telling my mother's gonna make fun of me for this. So you remember the top that I had crocheted?
So many. Which one?
The one that I showed you on the mannequin. That was like
the one that you showed last week that had the retro stripes ruffle.
Yes.
Okay.
So I had that on the mannequin, and I made a second one. So the second one was sitting on the table. Okay. And I was just kind of stressed because I was like, we're just not making as much money as I wish that we had. And I sold out of stuffies, and I was like, instead of working on these tops, I should have spent more time working on stuffed animals because that's what's always selling, and I should stop trying to step out of my lane and just work on the stuffed animals, even though I really want to work on these tops and stuff. And then a girl, as I was thinking that, a girl walks up and she's like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. And looking at the top, and she's like, how much is it? I'm like, it's $50. And she's like, she looked at her husband, she's like, go ahead and pull out the money. I'm getting this. And I'm like, and I literally started crying. Like tears streaming down. I literally started crying. And I was like, I was not expecting that. And I was like blubbering. I like full tears down my face because I was like, no one's gonna buy this, and I wasted so much time, and I could have made more money, and I just want to do this other thing. And I was like crying, and she came over. She's like, "Can I hug you?" And I'm like, "Yes." And so she hugged me, and she's like, "It's okay, it's okay. It's a very cute top. Why are you thinking?" And so she was like, and then she got a henna tattoo, and I was like, ah. I was like, "Let me stop crying so I can do your tattoo." I was like sobbing.
I would not make fun of you. I would not make fun of you. If it makes you feel any better, quick story. This was a few years ago, pre-pandemic, but I hadn't bought clothes, because I work from home. I hadn't bought clothes in a long time. And the last few times that I bought clothes from, usually when your father takes me out, he takes me to Roses, whatever. And their plus size is not true plus size. But at the time, I wasn't thinking about, places that say plus size. The measurements are actually different. So 3X here is not the same as 3X there. And so none of their plus size clothes fit me. And so I felt like just the worst person in the world. I went with Terry to Lane Bryant because, being the BFF that she is, even though she's skinny, she's always willing to go with me to the fat lady store to buy clothes. Mm-hmm. So we went and we were just looking at stuff and we were just trying stuff. And she is the worst enabler. And she talked me into buying some stuff. And I was like, well, I don't know that I have enough money, so I was, I'm just going to try to buy the one thing because I don't think I have enough money to buy the 3 things that I picked that all fit that I really liked. So I'm going in to get my debit card. And then I saw my old Lane Bryant card, which I hadn't shopped at Lane Bryant in years. So I thought the card was not valid or whatever. And I think the cashier saw it in my wallet and she said, why don't you just use your Lane Bryant card? Because I was saying I trying to decide which one of the one things I was going to get. And I was like, well, I don't think this card is active anymore. But I handed her the card and she runs it through and she said, and when I got that card, it only had like $50. I had a really low limit or whatever. But since then, I've had several credit cards and my I always pay my bills, whatever. She ran it through and the limit on it was 3 times what I thought was on there. And I was able to buy all the things that I had tried on in the store. I started crying right there at the register. Just bawling.
Aww.
And the lady was looking at me like I'd lost my mind. She was nice about it, but I felt crazy.
Same. I also, because I was like, why am I crying right now? Because I've just never had that happen. Because I cry like movies and stuff, or the videos of like, oh, the soldiers come home and the dog sees the soldiers, like the stuff like that. So I'll cry at that stuff, but I've never just like other than like being upset about something. I've never had like just a happy cry happen out in the wild, and I was like, what is going on?
No, I hardly ever do have a happy cry. I'm not one of those kind of people. I'm like you. I cry when I watch a sad movie, a movie that I know is meant to tug my heartstrings, and it's almost like I watch these movies on purpose because it's like I've had a hard week, but even when I have a hard week, I don't cry or do anything like that. But so I watch the movie so that I'll cry and
I just rewatched The Help yesterday. I understand.
So that I can cry and get it all out, because regular life circumstances, at least in the past, regular life circumstances don't make me cry. I mean, I may be sad on the inside about something, but I'm not going to cry. I'm just like, this is a very sad situation. I feel bad about it, but I'm not going to cry about real life situations. But a movie will pull it out of me.
Yeah. Because
So when I do something like that, I can count on one hand the times in real life where I've had a cry of like relief or happiness or whatever. So I get you. I would not laugh at you at all. Now,
It just
your siblings, on the other hand.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna talk to Isaac about this.
Exactly.
It's just say that I'm becoming an old. But yeah, it like out of nowhere. Started crying. So we at Rumbling Bald made $500. First Friday made nothing because it got rained out. Fey Nectar made another like $600. So I made a little over 1,000 so far. And then I go to the BIPOC market on Sunday. And I get there really early. I set up and everything, and I'm right next to this older lady that I really like. I've started trying to set up next to her because she's just like fun to talk to. I want to set up next to my friend Stacy because she's also fun to talk to, but she's also usually very busy. She sells oh no, Isaac, no! Isaac is in the chat. No! Quick, Chloe, edit this out in real time. But anyway, so I get to the BIPOC market, and we had gotten an email from the BIPOC market, and oh hey Midge, I've got Midge over in the Instagram. We get to the BIPOC market, and we had gotten an email from the BIPOC market that the building that the BIPOC market is set up next to, they have closed their bathrooms to us. And so there is a bathroom down the road. That is what they said in the email, is there's a bathroom down the road. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to walk like 2 minutes to get to the bathroom if I need to use the bathroom. So I'm at the BIPOC market. This is the first time I've ever had to use the bathroom at the BIPOC market. All of the other times when we had a building that was right there, I never had to use the bathroom. I drank my little coffee on the way over there, and I was just fine. And I pack up and go home, and I don't have to use the bathroom until I go home. I get to the market. I set up because I'm super early. I set up, and then I got to use the bathroom. So I go to the coordinator people. I go to the front table, and I'm like, hey, I saw in the email that we no longer have access to the bathrooms in this building. Where is the closest bathroom? And they're like, well, depending on your situation, there's a couple big trees over there on the on the farm that you
basically
could go
if you just gotta pee.
Yeah, they said depending on the situation, there's a couple.
You can't have you pooping behind the tree.
Exactly. There's a couple big trees over there on the farm plot that you could go over there. And I'm like, this is not a behind the tree situation. This is a toiletry situation. And they're like, okay, definitely understand. They're like, so you walk up this road and walk down that way, and you can walk to the Grant Center. And I'm like, okay. In my head, I'm thinking it's not that far. And she's like, and if the bathrooms in there are full, walk another like 500 feet, and there's a gas station. And I'm like, okay. So there's the Grant Center and a gas station. And I pull it up on my Google Maps because I'm paranoid that I'm just going to miss the signage on the building somehow. And so I pull it up on my Google Maps. It is a 10-minute walk to the bathroom.
Oh no.
And so I call Wayne because I'm walking in the middle of the city, and I get stressed out because there are other people walking on the road. And I'm like, I don't think anything's going to happen. This seems like a decent neighborhood. It's just a neighborhood that I don't know. And there's people I don't know walking on the street. So I'm talking to Wayne walking down to the bathroom. But so on the way to the bathroom is all downhill, which means, so I go to the bathroom and go use the bathroom, which means on the way back from the bathroom,
it's all
uphill. And so so it takes me 10 minutes to walk to the bathroom. It takes me about 15 minutes to walk back from the bathroom because I keep periodically stopping because it's hot as hell outside and I cannot breathe.
Oh no.
And so I finally get back from the bathroom, but I'm like, we need to talk to them about getting a porta potty or something, because like I'm able-bodied. I'm an able-bodied young guy. I can, even though I'm huffing and puffing when I get back to my table, I can walk to the bathroom and back. But the lady that is right next to me, if she had to go to the bathroom, she would not have made it. She would not be able to make it down there. She has a hard enough time just like setting up her tent right by her car and breaking down by her car. So she like would not have made it down there. So I'm like, we need to figure something out about this bathroom situation.
Yeah.
But so that was frustrating. But at the BIPOC market, I had a fairly decent BIPOC market. So like, as we know, they pay us the like $70 to be there to like help support the Black like vendors in the community or whatever. But while I'm there, any of the vendors' kids, I will do face paint for free. I'll do glitter tattoos for free, and then for henna tattoos, I'll do them half price for all the kids. And so Stacy showed up, her kids showed up, and they came over, and they since they're both free, one of them got a face paint and a glitter tattoo, and then one of them got just a glitter tattoo. She's got 3 little girls. One of them, the youngest girl, who always gets face paint. She's the most like stern little girl too. She is so like serious looking, but she'll pick the most like whimsical face paint, and then she gets it done, and then she looks, and I see just like the hint of a smile when she looks in the mirror. And I'm like, "Do you like it?" And she's like, "Yeah," and then she like gets down. But so she got a face paint and a glitter tattoo. The middle child, I believe, got just a glitter tattoo. And then the older child got a glitter tattoo and then went and got her own money and got henna as well. And so I made like a little bit of money from that. And then because they were walking around with their like glitter tattoos, a customer came and her child came and got a glitter tattoo because they had the glitter tattoos. And then seeing all the glitter and henna walk around, like I had a couple more. So I had more customers that day just from them getting their little stuff, which is the point of it is I could give them the stuff for free. They walk around and show people, and then more people come get it. So I ended up making like $20 at the BIPOC market, which is like some of the most that I've made at that market, honestly. But I'm still trying to figure out my like niche area, and it was very slow at that market. So considering I made $20 when it was very slow that day is surprising. But as we were getting ready, and I think I sent this in the Discord maybe, but as we were getting ready, so I was finishing my last tattoo, and Wayne calls me on the phone, and he's like, "Hey, just so you know, I got a text I was texting one of my friends over on Hendersonville Road. It is like raining sideways. Is it raining where you are?" And I'm like, "No, but there's like dark clouds and we're like hearing a little bit of thunder." And he's like, "Okay, yeah, it seems like it's going to start raining. You might want to start packing up early." And I'm like, "Okay." So I finished my last little lines on this tattoo. And then and then as I'm finishing it up, it starts to rain. And so I pull, the person who I was doing the tattoo for helps me pull my stuff like into my tent, and then I start packing up. I start packing up immediately, and even in the middle of me starting to pack up, it is like a torrential downpour. Like it starts coming down so hard. Everything got soaked. Like the stuff under my tent, like my clothes were like a little damp, but I got those like in the bag and in the car pretty fast, so they weren't like really bad. But like my signs got soaked, my table got soaked, my tablecloth got soaked, the mannequin got soaked, my like rug that I lay down, my chair, like everything was soaked. And so I was doing this thing of like I would run, open the door, because it's a tailgate market. So I would like run and open the door and throw something in the car and then close the door. But it's raining so hard that even in that little second that I was sitting out there, I was getting like drenched. And so I was like, I need to look into my mind and realize that I am not getting out of here without getting drenched. I need to because I look around and I see a couple of the other vendors who have just kicked off their shoes, put away anything that they don't want to get wet, and they're just walking around in the rain, like packing up their stuff, walking around in the rain. And so I'm like, I need to just accept in my heart that I am not getting out of here without getting drenched. And then once I took that moment to myself, I just packed it myself. Fully in the rain. I was like, let me try to protect anything. Like I got water in my phone speaker. I had to throw my phone in the car because it was sitting in my pocket. I got water in my phone speaker. I had to throw my phone in the car to make sure it didn't get any worse. Because I've got water in the phone speaker before. It just needs to dry out. So I packed up all myself. But while I was packing up, I got my sweat bees. The sweat bees got me. And it was so bad. Because I was wearing a crop top and some jeans. And so like I had my tummy out. And I had one sweat bee get me like right here.
What are you talking about?
Sweat bees?
I have no idea what that is.
They're like little bugs, and they're like either because they were flying all around me, and I put on bug spray, but they're flying all around me while I was trying to do the tattoos. But they will like bite or sting you, and then like periodically after they've already got you, it'll continue to sting. It's so
I have
annoying.
never heard of such a thing.
Oh my goodness. Let me see. Mother, you were raised in the South. What are you talking about?
Blasphemy! I was not raised in the South.
How old were you when you moved down here?
I was 10.
Oh, and how old are you now?
I am
And how long have you been
57.
living down here? I feel like that constitutes. Hang on, let me.
See, Ronald is from the South. I do not have that
Ronnie's also
foundational.
international.
I do not have that foundational knowledge that people have about the South.
Have you not seen?
I have never heard of this. This looks like a new bug that they found during the pandemic. Because I don't know.
Wild. Wild.
This is
Anyway,
like
they
the
land on you.
murder
They look.
bugs or whatever.
They're really not. You've probably seen them before. They look like just flies, and so usually you'll see them and like swat them away because they look like flies.
I
But
don't leave my house for weeks at a time. How would I see a bug?
you were a child
Unless
once.
it's an indoor bug. When I was a child, I tried my best not to leave the house. I'm not.
Okay, so for people who have been outside,
I am an indoor cat. I do not, unless it is a bug that you would see inside, like a roach or an ant, maybe a fly.
okay. So all of you indoor cats, this is not going to help you. For anybody who's an outside dog, you've probably seen these. They just look like flies, and you'll swat them away. But if they sting you, I think they sting and don't bite. But if they sting you, it'll sting and it'll look and sort of feel like a mosquito bite, and it'll like raise up a little bit, but it'll periodically continue to sting. And so they got me earlier in the day when I was doing the tattoos, and it got me on my arm here, but it also got me like on my hip because I was wearing a crop top and jeans, and my jeans had sagged a little bit, and so it got me right on my hip, like right by my tummy. And so as I was packing up, I kept like swatting because I felt like it's something biting me. And then I looked and I didn't realize until I thought it was a sweat bee. It got me. And so as I was moving around and the blood was pumping, it was making it sting more. Like it just kept periodically stinging. It's the worst. It is the worst. Because it's like, picture an ant bite, but you just keep feeling the bite over and over. Like it just keeps going. And it was like that, like, well,
we have learned something new today.
Yes, it's annoying. It was because it like until the end of the day. Anyway, so that was my weekend. That and a bear was walking through my driveway, but that was also in the Discord. So y'all can check that out later. That was my weekend. I made a little over $1,000 out of 4 markets. So that was good. I am tired. I'm gonna switch into the YouTube games are stupid. Yeah, that bear just roams.
I've tried some of the I've tried a couple of the YouTube games, and it's like, they're not.
Yeah, I spent one evening
worth your time
just playing some YouTube games, and they just don't feel like fully fledged games.
Yeah,
is the frustration about them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. If I'm going to play a game that I kill time with like that, it's not going to be on YouTube. It's probably going to be just a mobile game.
Exactly, because if I'm on YouTube, I want to be watching something, and it's not even like, because usually I will like pull up YouTube, have YouTube floating in the corner, and then play another game in the background. I can't do that when the game that I'm playing is on YouTube. Yeah, on the phone, they feel like mobile games too, Ronald. They feel like just the worst of mobile games. But
I've never played them on the phone because I haven't seen. Maybe I'm not scrolling down enough in my YouTube app, but I haven't seen them in my YouTube app on my phone or my tablet. But I have seen them on.
I bet if I
on my computer, but again, I have to scroll all the way down to find them on.
Let's see how fast a game shows up. So we got there they are.
Yeah, see, I have never seen that on my phone.
It shows up, and it shows up so fast. that was like 4 videos and then three videos and an ad. No, shorts too. So it's like an ad, our video,
Okay.
the shorts, another video, and then the games.
Okay. Let me
So fast.
restart my YouTube and see.
Let's see if you can get them to come out. Yeah.
Let's see.
Because they come so fast for me every time. Now my whole YouTube is just like bombarded with games, shorts, and ads. And I'm like, I just want to see some video. Give me some long form content.
Okay, an ad, a video, a column of shorts, a video. Okay, there is a teeny tiny line. You won't see it, but there's a teeny tiny line there that says play games.
Why?
That I would
miss.
Because
Why
I'm
is yours
like,
so small, but mine is like
I've got
huge.
I've got ad, video, a column of 4 shorts, video, that little line that says play games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, that's not even play games. That's that lady.
There's a chapter in the video.
Yeah, that's that lady. It's a product that the lady is selling because the video is a board gaming video, and she sells T-shirts about board games.
So it's not even these 2 games.
So that's not even games. Video, ad about losing weight, YouTube featured, YouTube playables, finally. So it was way further down. See, I don't even scroll that far down when I open my app.
Wild.
If I'm opening YouTube on my phone, it's because I have a particular video in mind that usually I want to send to somebody, and I can't send it on my computer because it's somebody like your Aunt Terry who does not have any social media whatsoever. So I have to text it to her. So I open my YouTube app so I can send her the video.
They know
I'm an elder. Oh my God, Ronald.
Elder.
Ronald.
Danny the Elder name.
Oh God.
Anyway, let's do a quick pivot to crafty thoughts real quick.
Okay.
Which
I almost thought we were there before, but I was mistaken.
I was talking about market stuff. So I have not done very much. I've not made any more stuffies. I have, however, continued to make these tops because I'm just really enjoying making them.
Oh, that one. I like that one.
And I realized I
don't normally like that string at the top because it looks like it would be uncomfortable, but it is a cute top.
But you don't have to have the string because the string, I realized that I used the string for my other top because when I had it before, it was, let me see if I can tilt my camera down. But this is the string that's normally the little bow down here. But I had made another, because this is my third one that I've made of these. But I realized that I made one, but it was too big for the mannequin because the mannequin is not my size. It was too big for the mannequin. And so I was like, I sold that day that I started crying. I sold the other top. And so I needed to put the bigger top on the mannequin and it wouldn't say, and I realized I could use this to tie around the neck like a halter top and hold it up. And I was like, oh, there's 2 ways to wear it. It is multifunctional. And so
yeah, because some people like that look of that tie around their neck. I just feel like it would be uncomfortable.
Yeah,
but it's cute. I mean, it's cute, but then I look at it and it's like that feels like it would be uncomfortable.
You could probably tie it in a way that is not putting any actual pressure on your neck and just like tie it decoratively.
But I like that you went like striped with the bodice part. I'm sorry, I'm yelling because I'm standing. Sorry.
You're good. This was all one skein of yarn. This is all one.
So that's the retro stripes.
No, this is. Ooh, excuse me. I went to Homophobic Hobby Lobby because I was in the area, and I grabbed a. I think it was Friday when I was coming back from not being able to go to the BIPOC market, or not going to the first Friday market. Sorry. But I went to homophobic Hobby Lobby because they just have some colors that I can't get at the other places.
Yeah.
And they had this cotton cake. And so I did it all in one go, and I think it turned out pretty
I like
well.
it. I like that. I like the
It feels
color.
very summery.
Yeah.
So I'm working on another one right now.
I wonder how that top would look in that latte stripe.
Oh, I bet it would look good in latte stripe. I'm working on another one right now with this cake, which is the it's the mandala bonus bundle. But it's not working out quite how I wanted, because I got the bonus bundle because I knew I was going to be making a plus size one. I knew I was going to make one my size, and which I don't know if I'm considered an extra large, a 2X. I don't know what size I'm considered. I'm just making them like, I literally, the one that's on the mannequin right now, I measured that against my manager measured it while I was at work, because I was like, I'm trying to make a small one. Can you hold this up and make sure it's not too wide or not too small? And so that is extra small. And the ones that I make for me, I guess, are going to be large, extra large. I need to find some in between. I need to get some actual measurements, but right now I'm just winging it.
Actual measurements would be good.
But right now I'm just winging it. But so this one I'm making for me, but the stripes are not transitioning as fast as I wanted them to, as fast as I thought they would. So this is because I wanted it to look similar to that one, just bigger. And so I was like, oh, I need to get a bigger cake, because that one, let me see if I can find that one I made entirely from one cake. And it was, let me tilt back up. Geez. I made entirely from one cake. So I made the whole bodice, the mesh, and the little tie and the strap in the back, and the tie, the corset tie in the back. All of that one from one cake. And this is all that I have left.
Wow.
So I would not have been able to make a plus sized one from that size cake. And so I was like, well, let me get the bigger cake. And so I have the bigger cake, but the colors are not transitioning nearly as fast. You can't quite see it, but I'm just about to get to the orange. And so I feel like I'm going to get through, I might reach the yellow by the end of it, by the end of the mesh.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm going to get that far. And that's frustrating. Because I don't want to have to manually cut it and pull off the yarn and then retie it. But I don't know. I'm still going to just keep making it because the colors flow well together. So I'm just going to keep making it. But this is where I am. This is the fourth one. If you want to talk to the people for a minute, I can go grab the other one that I made real quick, because I did something a little different with it.
To the people.
Yeah, let me pull you back up on and then I'm just gonna.
Well, while she's going to get something, I'm going to throw in one of my shower thoughts, because I don't have a lot of crafty stuff, and I'm going to wait to show my crafty stuff in a minute. I have been preparing, even though vacation is a couple months away, because we're leaving the first week of September is when we traditionally do our vacation. So first week of September. So I have about a month and a half to get myself prepared. And I really want to get a wig to take on vacation this year. I've worn wigs on vacation in the past. One of the photos, matter of fact, I think the header photo on our channel has me in one of my short wigs, but my hair is not thick, but it's grown just enough that some of my short wigs feel too tight and they give me a little bit of a headache, so I don't really wear those. But plus I want a wig that has gray in it, but I don't want it to be super silver. Like when you go to get wigs that have that are gray, usually they have this gray that is not realistic, this gray that you would never see in real life. And I want it to be a little more realistic gray. I still want it to be pretty, but I want it to be a little bit more realistic gray. I don't want it to be all over 100% Correct.
Have you
If that
watched
makes
some of
sense.
the Slayer throwaway videos from?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I
what's her
watch
name?
her.
Because
Yeah,
she
I
does
watch
try
her.
a lot of the gray wigs for the aunties.
Mhm. Yes, I know. I'm an auntie. It's sad. It's sad. The 2 weeks I was looking at. Do you have your stuff together?
Oh, the thing I went to grab, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, go ahead. I was just talking about wigs. No need to show them.
Oh, you're all good. Because
Woohoo!
we are
Vacation
running
cruise,
on
53 more days. Oh, you got the countdown on your phone, huh?
You gotta stop. That is giving me so much anxiety. Because I still have to make my dress. I, instead of working on my dress, have been working on these tops. And so I will, but I'm not scheduled for any of the Faye Nectar markets this month. And instead of I could hop into one, but instead of hopping into one, I think I am just going to take the month off and work on stuff because I could work on my dress. I was crocheting a baby blanket for my coworker who's having her baby. I decided to go with a blanket instead of the sweater because I just couldn't decide on a sweater pattern that I like. And the blanket would be a bit more versatile.
Yeah.
But so this is the other top that I made. This is the front one. This is the other one that I made.
Oh.
Can you see the shimmer?
Yes, pretty.
And so this one is, let me see if I can stand up. I will sound far away for a moment. But so this is meant, you wear it like the other one. So it's meant to be worn here with the tie. You can either tie a halter or you can have the bow. But it's got little sleeves that are meant to be, let me see if I can flip them the correct way, that are meant to be the kind of sleeves that sit like on your arm. On the side
I can totally picture it. I know.
Okay. I'm glad that you can picture it because I feel like I feel like it doesn't look like that just holding it, and then the mannequin doesn't have arms, and so.
No, I think I think a lady looking at that would know what that is. Because that's a women's wear. If you're familiar with women's wear, you know what that is. Because I got it right away as soon as you picked it up.
Okay. I'm glad.
And I like what kind of yarn is that with the sparkle?
So this is another homophobic Hobby Lobby special. It's their velvet. I got both of them while I was there at the same store because they've got a velvet with a sparkle. The Juicy Couture at Joann's, they've now started doing a velvet with a sparkle, but they don't have the like deep colors like this.
Yeah, I spent so much time when Passionate Kelsey said she was using Juicy Couture yarn. I said, Juicy Couture is a clothing line. I spent the better part of an afternoon trying to find out online whether Juicy Couture, the clothing line, did a deal with somebody to make yarn, or if somebody is about to get a copyright strike on them for calling their yarn Juicy Couture.
It's got the logo and everything.
Juicy. I finally found that Juicy Couture did a deal. And so did there was like two other clothing lines that had done a deal with Joann's to make a yarn. I can't remember what they were, but it took me a better part of an afternoon digging to find that information out.
But yeah, this is the second one that I made. I did the sleeves. I'm going to market today. I may just wear this today to market because I made this one in my size. I may wear it today at market. So if I do that, I will take a picture of it and put it on the Discord. Kelsey's currently in your city. Is she doing a meet and greet? Nah, she doesn't seem like the kind of person that would do that kind of thing.
Wait a minute, where did he say? Kelsey's in Minnesota.
Minnesota?
I thought. Why do I keep thinking that why do I keep thinking that Ronald does not live in the Midwest? He lives in the Midwest. I have to keep reminding myself.
But you're telling me that Ronald is not currently in Maine? But she posted some videos recently that she is visiting different places.
Visiting family in Minnesota.
But Ronald, you live everywhere in my heart. honestly, just everywhere.
So, but if you taking a month off from the markets, is that going to? Are you going to be able to meet your bills? Because I feel like you're
Yes.
relying on these markets to pay your bills. Okay.
Yeah. What am I saying? I will be. I'm going to pick up a couple extra days at Party City,
Okay.
but without all of because it's just no, I don't even need to pick up a couple extra days. I'm just not going to be doing the Saturday markets. And I may go to like one Mars Hill market because I haven't been to any Mars Hill market in like months. So I may go to like one Mars Hill market just to go down there and say, hey, and maybe say like, this might be my last season here. Because I love Mars Hill. I don't make money there. And if I can get into every Bay Nectar market, then I would like to, because that's where I really make money. But I like to go back down there because I have friends down there. So we'll see. But it's literally just Saturday, because Bay Nectar is what I do on Saturday. So I'm going to be keeping my normal schedule. I may pick up a Saturday at Party City if like I really feel so inclined. But I will mostly be taking that day to plus the drive. Ari, the drive is also stressful. But yeah, so it's just Saturday. So it's just like one extra day. As long as I continue working, then I will be able to meet my bills, is what I'm saying.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah. I just want to show one last thing before you get into your Yarny Crafty Thoughts, is I was at Joann's and got some rave, the Big Twist rave yarn. And I feel like can you even see the yellow in there? It's so neon.
Yes, I can see okay. Yellow and orange.
Yeah, okay. It's so neon, but I felt like this would be a good summer palette for yet another top. I'm going to do another top where this is the top of the top. And then I was going to do this as the bottom mesh part.
That would be really pretty. That would be really pretty. It's going
to be just the brightest colored top in the world. It's going to glow under black light. It's going to be so bright. I wonder if this actually does glow under black light. It is very bright. Like very bright.
It's very pretty. It's very pretty. Is it acrylic?
Yeah. It is.
Cool.
Is it 100%? Where do you tell me this color is called Electric Citrus? Where do you tell me?
I can see that because I was thinking it was a peach.
Yeah, no, it's like orange and yellow, like bright orange.
What
bright
is
yellow.
A comb doing in a sewing crochet kit? Who had a comb in their crochet kit?
Oh, Tyler found a like big like moving tub or whatever of yarn for like $6 that they were just going to throw away, and so he bought it so that he could give to me. And
now, who was going to throw away?
I don't know where he was. I don't know. Tyler, explain what Tyler was doing. I don't know what Tyler was doing.
No, a comb could be in a crochet kit if you're trying to rough up yarn to make it fluffy if you didn't buy fluffy yarn.
But it was like a comb. It wasn't, because I saw the picture. It wasn't like a slicker brush like what I use. It was like a comb.
See, I have, to be fair, I haven't been to Goodwill or Salvation Army in a while, but I've never seen yarn in Goodwill or Salvation Army. Even though I know people always say they find old yarn there, I have never found yarn in a Goodwill.
I feel like I've seen like the odd skein sitting somewhere.
But
other than that, not really.
And people say they find yarn in thrift stores all the time. I have never. But again, I don't go that often, so maybe if I went on a regular basis, I'd find something.
All right, we got so many.
True,
emails.
Ronald. I haven't left the house in the last 10 years, but you know.
Yeah, it was. Tyler sent me the pictures, but it was like skeins of yarn that are definitely all stuff that I can use. Some of it I won't be able to use until later because they're like chunky yarn, so those would be for like nice chunky hats or whatever. But a lot of it's just what looks like just straight up acrylic. It looks like there were a couple skeins of a couple little cakes of cotton, and there was a whole crochet hook set, like a whole. It looked like all of them are there in a little zippy, which I definitely need because I have like 5 crochet hooks, and they're just all the most random sizes. But
You
that
only have
is
5 crochet hooks, you say?
I think I've only got 5. I don't know where the rest of them went because I bought a whole set at one point, and I don't know where the rest of
And
them
yet
went.
there's no crochet hooks on your wish list?
I have the 5 that I need. I've got my 5mm. I've got my other 5mm, and I've got. Wait, actually, is that 5? No, I've got my 5mm. I've got my 5.25. I've got my 6mm. I've got my 9mm. I've got my 6.5mm, and I've got my 4.5mm.
I do not have a 9mm. Excuse me. I bought an 8mm to make that do-rag because she said she used an 8mm.
I almost never use it.
Well, I figured it was a good enough investment because I see patterns every once in a while, and it's like, oh, I would make that, but I'd even consider doubling yarn because this is cute, but I do not have a huge crochet hook, so I pass it on by. Or sometimes I think, well, I would buy some chunky yarn to make that, but I don't have a huge crochet hook, so I'm going to pass that by. So it was worth buying an 8mm for those instances.
I've got a bunch of chunky yarn now that I am trying to decide what to do with it. If
Also,
not,
Kelsey
to
just
make some
posted her
hats.
video about Mall of America.
Ooh.
Because I saw in her last video she was saying that she was going to post that she was going to Mall of America. And I saw that she went to another mall and went to the Knit Plus Crochet store. That is so weird, naming a store just Knit and Crochet store. That is so generic.
It's like naming your restaurant Burgers and Fries.
Really, that is so generic. Once upon a time, I wanted to visit the Mall of America. What is the Mall of America? Is it not just the mall? Around the time it was first built, actually. So it's been a long time. Since then, I've turned into even more of a hermit, and I don't think I would want to go. But it is like a giant mall. It's got, I don't know if I'm mixing Mall of America up with another one of these mega malls, but there's only a few of these mega malls in North America, and they have like one of the mega malls I read about, again, I don't know if it's Mall of America, but they have actual like apartments in the mall.
In the mall?
Yeah.
4 stories and a full amusement park inside the mall?
The mall, yeah. So like you can
keep a lookout on the channel. I'm going to be posting a vlog of me going to the Mall of America.
Mall of America is like a destination because it's like all the shopping, all the restaurants, amusement park. Just, it's a destination in and of itself.
Too many golf companies? Wild. Meanwhile, it's a full day for me if I happen to go to Hot Topic at our little mall down the road. Wild.
You've been there 20 times and haven't seen it all. Oh my goodness.
Outrageous.
Okay, so have you I don't have another stitch marker sitting in here.
You got a bobby pin?
Darn it. No, I have nothing sitting. Usually I have something sitting near me while I'm sitting in here.
Would you like this one? I can just.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm just gonna sit this right there. There you go.
Side thought, the good thing about using boy hooks is that if you are walking and the hook falls out of your bag, you will hear it hit the floor. You're not going to get to your destination and go, oh, I lost my hook somewhere. No, you hear it hit the floor the minute it hits the floor. Unless you've got carpet in your house, you will hear this thing hit the floor.
The only time I've lost one is it fell out in the car, and because of the carpet in the car.
So is that all your stuff?
That is all of my stuff. And then I think once you go over your stuff, then we will switch to the wrap up because I got to leave soon.
Yep. I figured because it's already 12. And I need to get up and walk around for a minute so that I can start working. I don't have a lot. All I have is first of all, back to my previous thought, these are the two wigs I was thinking about.
Ooh, I like the curly
And
one.
yeah, that's exactly what your sister said. I was going to go with the straight one, and your sister said the curly one. These two were the ones that I picked because they're not full on silver.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard what I was saying previously,
Yeah, I
but
kept my headphones on the whole time I heard you.
yeah, the ones that are full on silver, they're pretty. And I mean, somebody on our last cruise, you remember one of our relatives, one of the elders, she had a full on silver situation
Mm-hmm.
going. And it's pretty, especially if you have darker skin. But on
Mm-hmm.
me, I think it would look cartoonish because I don't have darker skin. And I
Okay.
feel like it would look like Barbie doll hair.
Okay.
And so I want there to be at least some
Like the roots or something.
roots or something instead of just full on. So
Yeah, I like the curly one.
So I did a search for salt and pepper, and those were my two choices that I narrowed down. And your sister Sydney said she liked the curly one, so I might go with the curly one. I'm waiting for my check to come in, and then I need to have my decision made by then. I was going to go with a headband wig, but the whole reason I was going to go with a headband wig was because I was going to make headbands, and now I don't
Mhm.
to go over the black part, and now I don't know if I'm going to have time to do all that.
Yeah.
So I might just go with the full on wig. But so I've finished the first body panel. As we've said, this is two body panels. The first body panel is pretty much finished. Basically, you join it, and then there's still going to be like a button band you have to make and a band across the bottom. But for the most part, this is finished.
It looks good.
So this is what we've got. This is the sleeve. Now I went short. I mentioned this to you earlier. I went short on the sleeve because there's supposed to be like 3 more rows here, but it was already, if I put it on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's already hitting like at your elbow.
Yeah, if I come. Yeah, it's already. It was already before I added this. It was like right here already. So, and my elbow is right here. My elbow's right here. So it was already right here before I added the rows. So I was like, you know what? I need to take. So I took like 3 rows of the double crochet out, and then went ahead and did the 3 rows of single crochet down at the bottom, which I don't quite like the way it hangs, but I think after I
mean,
wash
how often are you gonna have your hands like up in the air though?
Well, I think after I wash it, it'll. I think it'll be okay after I wash it. I'm hoping it'll loosen up. Not just because of the way my arm is, but it's kind of. I don't know how to best show it to you, but see how it's just kind of stiff there. Yeah. The single crochet, the double crochet is fine, but the single crochet is kind of stiff. But I mean, it does finish off the sleeve nicely.
I don't mean to like break any house rules or anything, but don't they say that blocking like fixes that? Like it makes it drape better?
Yeah, I know.
Not to like break any house rules or anything.
Yeah,
but
we don't measure in this house either, but I measured because I told you this on Sunday where I was just following the pattern. And my way of doing things is, okay, this looks kind of big, but I'm going to trust the pattern. I don't know if this looks right, but I'm going to trust the pattern. That's what I always do with things. And that works fine because most of the things I would make are not really something that I'm going to wear or something that's going to be like I make either something for a baby where if it's a little bit weird, it's fine, or usually like baby blankets or something like that. But since this is something I am going to wear, I want it to fit properly. And I don't, this is only like, I think my second time making something that I am actually going to wear, or the second time in this century, I should say, because the last time I made wearables for myself, I was in high school. So it's been a long time. But I mean, knit and crochet wearables. I mean, because I did a wee bit of sewing when I was a newlywed. But anyway, yeah. So this is what I've gotten done so far.
It looks good. I can see the vision.
Yep. This is what I've gotten done so far. And so I went ahead and started the second panel. So this is where I am so far. This is what I've worked on while we were talking. So I just got the fiddly bit done. So now I'm on the part where I can just go round and round and not think, not have to look at the pattern too much.
Yeah. Let me grab my white yarn so I can work on that.
This part right here is the fiddly bit where you're first making the opening and making it connect to each other here. But then once you get all that part done, then it's just round and round and round and round. So yeah, I got the fiddly bit done. So
yeah, I might bring my white yarn to market today so that I can at least start. At least get the chain made or something. Yeah.
I want to make a head wrap possibly to go with this. But I may not. I may just buy the wig and wear the salt and pepper wig and the black and white outfit.
After having those mini twists in, I'm really considering, when I show up for that cruise, when I show up at y'all's house, I am either going to have like box braids or twists, or I'm going to have a mohawk. It's going to be one of the two. Because this isn't going to last on the cruise. I'm going to have one of the two. I'm either going to have box braids or mini or like twists in with some extensions or something, or there will be no hair on the sides of my head.
Well, I think I want to I've been experimenting, and I don't have my hair like this today, but I have banana. I don't know if I wore my hair this way in the last video or not, but I have I've been wearing my hair where I just brush it back and wear banana clip in the back and have it loose here, and put some, mousse or gel in it so it curls up a little bit down here. And because I keep thinking about that time where we went to the beach and I didn't go to the beach that time, but you guys went and you all got hit by that wave. And
we got tumbled. Yes.
Y'all were shaking sand out of your hair for days. And I was also thinking about how when I went to Puerto Rico and I got hit by that wave.
Yes.
And
we got tumbled.
And so I don't like washing my hair with twists or braids in it. I know people wash their hair and just like wash around the braids. I don't feel comfortable doing that. So I feel like I want to wear my hair loose on the cruise so that I can wash my hair, so that I can fully wash it if I get tumbled in the sand.
I was just talking about that, Ronald, except he doesn't spell it right. He doesn't have the
Isaac is convinced that I spell it wrong too, but
how? Okay, hang on. How is it supposed to be spelled?
Both spellings are considered correct because I looked it up after your brother was fussing about it. Both spellings are considered correct, but I feel like the spelling with S is either Yiddish or Pennsylvania Dutch or something like that. I've always thought it was with the S. So
yeah, it's, if you look it up on Google, it says the term coffee Klatsch, spelled without the S, comes from the German word Kaffeeklatsch, spelled with the S. So I guess
so without the S is just the Americanization, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, but the German word is like Kaffee, no face, Klatsch.
Which is how I spell it.
Yes.
Yes, we do need to end at noon. She needs to leave.
Oh God, we gotta get some rap music. Let's throw the music in there.
We got to get up
All right,
out of
well,
here. Yes,
yeah,
Ronald's saying he
I
doesn't
gotta.
hear rock music. We got to get up out of here. I'll
I
have
have
to
fun.
look and
Yeah.
see what the guy without the S talks about.
Yeah, hopefully it's not anything problematic. Otherwise, maybe we'll do a name change. We'll just change the C in coffee to K, so it's coffee Klatsch with a K. No, because then we're 1K
No.
short of being problematic. We'll figure it
Yep.
out.
Are you going to do the closer or shall
Oh yeah.
I?
Hey, you out there. Did you like this? Do you like us? Are we hilarious? Are we entertaining to listen to while you're
We're
sewing
mildly
pants and doing
entertaining.
dishes?
Don't get their hopes up. We're mildly entertaining.
If you thought we were mildly entertaining or more, I don't know, give us you know how YouTube works. Subscribe, do the like, hit the bell if you want to show up when we're all live and you can talk to everybody. If you want to see shortened versions of things or want to just go out and support me in different places, there's also Twitch and Instagram. Instagram on Wednesdays, Twitch on Fridays, but if you want to catch them all every single time, go to the YouTubes. This is for you Instagram people, if you're hearing this later. All of the VODs are on YouTube. We do this every Wednesday at 10 a.m.-ish Eastern, and some Fridays at also 10 a.m.-ish Eastern. On Fridays, though, we play games. We do dailies like the Wordle and the Bandle and the Little Snacks and all kinds of stuff. And
Little Snacks
just
has a new
continue talking.
game, by the way.
So check us out on Friday. Maybe we'll see the Little Snacks new game. And you can play and help us get answers to questions that we don't know the answers to.
Yeah, because it's kind of hard.
Yeah, but it's a group effort. Anyway, that was us, and we're out.
Peace.
Bye. Ending the stream.